Yeah. MD, JPB, it's only right, baby.
Yeah, why you mad? I got a bad bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stuck, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Or run it back.
You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of What Ifs, and I'm back here with another video. Today we are doing What If Naruto had Jogo's powers, part 2, sound. I don't really know what else to say. We're reaching 19k, which is awesome, by the way. Keep subscribing, you know, keep coming to my channel. Check out all the videos. I don't know if this is gonna get a lot of views, like, just compared to the other movies and like series. This is not like escalating as fast. But I'm still gonna finish it because I actually love this series a lot, so I just want to like actually finish it. It doesn't matter if it's low on views. With that, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then hit all so you can get all my notifications. Like get notified for all the videos I post and when. And you might notice my voice is a little bit deep and a little bit maybe mangled. That's because I have a bit of a sore throat, so I will be going a little slower just to ease up with my vocal cords. I hope you guys enjoy. So, the last part introduced Naruto, now with a brutish personality, but a kind heart, as he had been born with a special Genkai, inherited from his Uzumaki and Namikaze blood. He became friends with Hinata and Lee, helping them get stronger, and is known to be very strong, even if he's a bit problematic. Then he and Hinata and Sasuke were on a team, Team 7, they passed Gashi's test with ease. And then they would escort Tazuna and beat the Demon Brothers, but after that, Zabuza attacks them, but would meet his match against Naruto. As Naruto's giant fireball goes at him, Zabuza barely uses a water dragon to counter, and as the attacks clash, a huge explosion of steam and wind occurs, blinding everyone a bit. Zabuza then takes this chance to use the mist jutsu, and Naruto looks around, understanding what he's trying to do. "But I can sense you, you bastard," he would say. He then turns and blasts to his left, blasting away some of the mist and hitting Zabuza in the stomach as he was trying to go for Tazuna. As Zabuza lands, he winces in pain, seeing his stomach was bleeding and burning. Shit. His mist is then blown away by a fire tornado, which then turns into a dense fireball in Naruto's hand, and now the mist was completely gone, with Naruto saying, "Nowhere to hide now." Sasuke would say, "Incredible, Sensei, is that guy weak or is it?" Kakashi would then say, "It's Naruto. That's Zabuza Momochi, one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. If we fought, I'm not even sure I could beat him that easily." Tazuna would then say, "So that kid's got actual skills." Hinata then says with a confident tone, "Of course he does, he's Naruto." And Sasuke would say, "What are you, his mom?" As Sasuke says this, the ground would then shake as they see Naruto having punched Zabuza to the ground, cratering his face into it. "Don't worry, he's still alive." Hinata then runs out saying good job, and Sasuke says the same, as this is when someone new shows up. They all turn to see this masked man, as Naruto then asks, "The fuck do you want?" The man then bows, saying he was on a mission to get Zabuza, but before he can even finish his words, he has to dodge an attack from Naruto as a streak of fire grazes his mask, cracking it. "You're really stupid," Tazuna would say. "What are you doing, kid? Just let the man take him." Naruto then said, "I've been sensing your ass since that guy appeared. You're good at masking your energy, but you're not that good." Haku's mask then cracks completely, revealing his angered face, which he is trying to hold back with a smile. "So, you found me out. Then I can't let you live." All the ninja get on guard, with Kakashi going to say Naruto to talk out Naruto to come back, but he's already attacking Haku with a kick, and he misses as he crashes into the river, and he skids on it before then stopping. "Bring it on." Haku then says gladly as he swings his arm, throwing multiple ice needles at Naruto, who dodges, flipping into the air, before then holding his hand out, shooting a massive blast of fire. However, Haku appears behind him, going to stab him with a kunai, but as he stabs Naruto, he puffs into a weird insect, and Haku's eyes widen as the insect then explodes, releasing a lot of fire. Haku then gets caught up in the explosion, but manages to somewhat protect himself with chakra, as he then lands on the lake with his hands shaking from him trying to resist the blast. Naruto then lands in front of him, saying, "How do you like my amber insects?" "Since when can Naruto walk on water or do whatever that was?" Sasuke would think, and he would say. And Hinata says Naruto's actually learned that and told her to keep quiet about it. But I guess there's no point in hiding it now, huh? This is when Haku releases his ice mirrors, which surround Naruto, as he sees Haku appear in the reflection of all these mirrors. "Die," Haku would say, as more than 100 senbons shoot out from all sides, but Naruto would say, "No, you." He then spins incredibly fast as all the Senbon melt before they can even reach him, and an explosion occurs, destroying all the mirrors and forcing Haku to jump out of, well, the mirror. And Haku would think, what is he? As he says this, Naruto appears right in front of him and punches him so hard that he spits out a bunch of blood and loses consciousness. Mr. Zabuza, he's too strong. He then slams into the water, and this is how he loses consciousness. However, he then opens his eyes and sees Tazuna above him. He goes to get up, but this is when he's held down by an angry Naruto who says, calm down, you need to rest. Haku's scared yet confused, then looks to his right and sees Zabuza bandaged up, and he's also bandaged up, and he looks forward to see Team 7 along with Tazumi and Tazuna. What's going on here? Haku would ask. Why didn't you kill us? Naruto then punches him on the head, saying, there's a kid in here. Don't say things like that. Do it outside. He then starts walking off and tells everyone he's going to train and slams the door behind him. Sensei, I'll be back, Sasuke would say, as he then leaves, as would Hinata, and Haku would just be confused. It's weird, right, Kakashi would say? But don't worry, Zabuza is actually alive. We're not gonna hurt you. Why? Why won't you? So that monster can have another shot at killing us again? Tazuna would then say, that monster spared your life. He was the one who forced us to bring you here. You can imagine how pissed I am, but I respect the boy. Haku is in disbelief that Naruto really did this, because he seemed to be so psycho before, and he would think, he's like Mr. Zabuza, cold and ruthless on the outside, but sweet on the inside. Now we go outside as we see Sasuke, who was like urging Naruto to teach him how to walk on like any surface, and while seeming annoyed, he would teach him how to do it, giving him the same task that Kakashi would have, and Hinata is already pretty good at it, being able to match Sasuke in terms of height when they run up the tree. The two of them run up again and again as far as they can before losing control and cutting the tree with their kunai, and then he backed down, and then they both look to see that they had once again matched. And Sasuke would say, he's good. I'm not surprised though. Naruto would then say, well, you idiots do this, I'm gonna go train on my own. Don't bother me. He then disappears with Hinata saying, do you notice it? He's so much more calmer than before. That doesn't concern me, Sasuke would say. Naruto's not the center of my world right now. He then runs up the tree again with Hinata stopping before then doing so as well, and just like that, 3 days would pass. The bridge is built while Zabuza and Haku leave the Tazuna's house to their hideout after waking up, and the team doesn't know what to expect, but if Naruto's around, they should be fine. But of course, they aren't going to slack on training because of that. On the 5th day, Inari would take a stroll in the forest, and he comes across a sleeping Naruto. What is he doing here? Aren't the ninja helping Grandpa? Inari then slowly walks up to Naruto and taps him on the head, and instantly, Naruto's eyes would open and release a bit of bloodlust before realizing it was only Inari in front of him. Go away, kid, I'm trying to sleep. You're supposed to be helping Grandpa. Naruto would then say, you're supposed to be home. So it seems like we're both disobedient. Jerk. Naruto then pops a vein, but will calm down as he looks up and surprisingly smiles, surprising Inari, who says he looks really cool when he's not mad all the time. And Inari would say, are you gonna get rid of Gato? Naruto then asks him what makes him so sure that he will, and Inari says because he beat Zabuza, so he can definitely take down Gato because he's just a fat guy who has money. I'll see what I can do, kid. Inari then gains a bit of hope as he then asks Naruto if he can stay near him, and Naruto says just not to bother him, but he can stay. So Inari does, and he meets Naruto back outside the next day, and they just stare at the sky and just chill, you know. Now, as the week almost passes, on the 6th day, Naruto comes with the team for once to go to the bridge, and Hinata asks why he hasn't been coming. And Naruto would say, I've been enjoying the scene. What is it now? Why are you looking at me like that? Sasuke would then say, I think we're all just surprised you're not yelling. I just don't like the hidden elite village. Now that I'm out of it, it feels relieving. Please let him stay like this, they would all think, as they would then head to the bridge, and Tazuna was about to put the finishing touches when the group would hear something and look behind to see Gato running up with the thugs. And Gato would say, you ninja don't know who you're messing with. Naruto's calm look turns to a sadistic one as, with a smile, he lifts his hand creating a fireball. Let me take care of this. This kid really thinks he can hurt us with that little fire. This only gets Naruto more hyped to destroy these people, but in front of him appears Zabuza and Haku surprising Gato and his men. Killing these bastards is my job. Stay out of my way, kid. Naruto with an annoyed look then extinguishes his fireball, saying, whatever, you're no fun. Gato then asks what the hell Zabuza is doing, with him saying he's taking back the land of the waves, as he would then dash forward and cut off Gato's head, along with 6 other people in one swing. Run, the other thugs would be saying, as Zabuza runs and just destroys them. He chases after them and kills them all with ease, just as the villagers arrive on the scene with Inari leading them to fight back against their oppressors. and they would be saying, like, it's already over? What happened here? And Zabuza, well bloodied up, then looks at the villagers, scaring them, before then telling Haku they're leaving. And out of the crowd, Inari would yell, thank you, surprising Zabuza. But he keeps walking, and as he walks back to Haku, Haku would say he made the right choice. Whatever. Hey kid, you want another round? Naruto would then smile, surprising Zabuza and Haku as he says, nah, just leave. The mission's over. Zabuza then looks to Kakashi, who shrugs his shoulders, with Zabuza saying Naruto is really bizarre for a ninja. Watch it, Naruto would say, as Zabuza then teleports away, as does Haku, bowing and thanking Naruto for saving Zabuza, before then leaving as well, obviously. Naruto then walks over to the corpse of Gato and his men and waves his hand, and they all burst on fire, and he would say, too bad kid, I couldn't get rid of him for you. Inari, despite seeing this gruesome scene, much like everyone, thinks that they deserved it, and the villagers would thank Naruto and hope to see Zabuza again, and they thank him personally. After this, the bridge is named the Naruto Bridge after learning he was the one who beat Zabuza and set them, he's the one that beat Zabuza and Haku and set them straight. And with that, Team 7 leaves with Inari hoping Naruto would come back. Now as the team heads on their way, Sasuke would then ask, next time, give us a chance to do something, will you? Huh? Naruto would just say, and Hinata would say, yeah, I agree with him. You basically did the entire mission for us. I feel like we were just let everything hang on your shoulders. Naruto would then say, then get stronger, you weak idiots. Maybe then I'll let you take the lead. He then huffs and goes ahead with Sasuke knowing that that's just how Naruto talks, but it still does piss him off. But then Kakashi grabs and ruffles both Sasuke and Hinata's heads, saying, don't worry, he'll start training as soon as we get back. You guys hear of the training exams? Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke all look to him interested as Kakashi says he was going to enter them. So when they get back to the village, Kakashi tests them, and when they pass his test, he lets them register for the exams. This means a training arc. After returning home, 3 days would pass, and in between training, the team would also do some low-rank missions, and on the 4th day, when Naruto and Hinata are just walking about, Hinata would say, I heard there was some sand ninja coming. What about them? Naruto would say, and Hinata says, well, I heard they're really strong, you know? They then turn a corner when they hear yelling, and they see Kankuro holding up Konohamaru by a scarf. Apologize, Kankuro would say, and Konohamaru would say, I already did, just let me down, what's wrong with you? Tamaru would then say, stop hurting the kid, what are you, 5? Hinata then walks over slowly, confusing the two when they see her, but then she grabs Kankuro's wrist and squeezes it, causing him to wince in pain as he drops Konohamaru, who quickly runs behind her. Naruto then walks up just as Tamaru is about to do something, and she senses this immense pressure from him. Is he like Gaara? She would think. Naruto would then say, Hinata, let go. Hinata does as Kankuro then looks up annoyed, about to yell at Hinata, only to blush when he sees her. But then he snaps out of it, saying he's gonna get revenge, but Tamaru pulls him back. Don't you feel that? Feel what? Before he can even finish his words, he is then punched in the face and sent flying by Naruto, who then punches Tamaru in the stomach, making her fall over in pain. Oh, I probably should have told you to clench your teeth. What the hell did you think you were doing, huh? And you? He then points up the tree, telling Gaara to get down, and as he does, Hinata would then ask, are you with them? Gaara would then say, you took good care of my siblings. Yeah, and you're next. Tamaru then thinks this kid must be an idiot to try and fight Gaara, but Naruto could care less as he then lights his fist on fire, shocking the sound ninja. And this is when Gaara notices it. This guy, he has something much more terrifying inside him. The sand around him would then begin to swirl and rise, getting Naruto excited, but then Baki and Kakashi would appear on the scene, and they would both say, stop this right now. They then stand between the two for a moment, and the two consider going wild, but then they would calm down, deactivating their abilities. Baki then looks and sees Tamaru and Kankuro out for the count and is surprised. Did you do this? He would ask. Yeah, and what are you going to do about it? Naruto would say. And Baki would say, are you trying to start a war, young one? Kakashi would then say, actually, I think this is in reverse. Hello, young lord. Konohamaru then pops his head out from behind Hinata and waves, and Baki thinks he kind of understands what happened. Don't tell me you two idiots actually attacked the Hokage's grandson. Kankuro, hearing this, feels dumb as hell, and Baki apologizes and tells them to get up, and they do so while still in pain, with Gaara then asking, you, the blonde one, who are you? Naruto Uzumaki, and next time we see each other, I'm gonna bore you alive. Got it. Gaara then says he looks forward to the challenge and leaves with his group. Hinata then asks Konohamaru if he is okay, and he nods as Kakashi then says he will take him back to Ebisu. You ran away from him again, didn't you? Konohamaru stays quiet about this, showing that he did try to run away from Ebisu, and then he tried to run away, but Kakashi grabs him while he makes a fuss. Alright guys, stay safe, and Naruto, don't fight anyone. Depends on if they strike first, Naruto would say. He then leaves with Hinata after saying this, and this is when 2 weeks of training would start, and Sasuke would learn the Chidori much earlier. And because he hasn't had that much time, he only learned the basics, so he's not like extremely OP or anything. And while Hinata learns to attack chakra points better, she tries to also develop her own jutsu. And for Naruto, growing stronger is a cinch, so instead he focuses on something better. He works on his ember insects and how these insects actually work, because they're made from his chakra, and he doesn't really like I said, Naruto just develops abilities based on his emotions. Like, he just goes with the flow. That's what makes him kind of this genius type character. But he is trying to work on how these insects should work. So these insects, from what he's seeing, after detecting the slightest sound from it, the enemy, they explode. And so he decides to make them more inconspicuous and small, so you won't even notice they're on you until it's too late. So when the 2 weeks are over, they head over to the building that they need to be at for the start of the exams, and as they arrive, they see a group of kids already there, and Lee has just beaten up 2 Chunin people before then noticing Naruto. Oh hey Naruto, hi! The attention then turns to Naruto, with everyone knowing who he is, so they feel like he's been The attention then turns to Naruto, with everyone knowing who he is, so they feel like they've been struck by bad luck. Neji, after seeing Hinata approaching, is then smiled at by her, but he ignores her and instead focuses on Sasuke. Naruto then yells, "Move the hell out of my way." Everyone then does as Lee walks up, asking if he could fight him right now. And Naruto would say, "So, you're trying to die early, huh?" Lee would then say, "Of course not, I just want to spar." Neji then walks up saying, "So you're Naruto Uzumaki. What's it to you?" Naruto would say, as there's a bit of tension in the air, of course. But then Naruto says, they don't have time to be wasting their time around here. That does not sound good. You get what I'm saying? They want to leave. So he goes off telling Lee that they should fight in the test, not here. You trained hard, didn't you? Then we should have a proper fight, not just a spar. Lee then nods, and Neji would then also get interested in Naruto. And so everyone goes on their own, and Team 7 soon makes it to the 3rd floor. And meet Kakashi, who was there waiting for them, and he says he's happy they all came and simply wanted to say goodbye to them. And with that, they would enter what would be a room filled with a bunch of dangerous ninja who then glare at them. Naruto, not being able to resist his natural instincts, creates a fireball before then saying, "What the hell are you bastards looking at?" He then releases a shit ton of bloodlust, making everyone avert their gaze, but not all of them, making Naruto call them weaklings. The exceptions to this are Gaara and like a few people like Kabuto, because they were still kind of like shook by it, but they ain't pussies. But Naruto then goes and sits down, and Sasuke would then just ask, "How does he always do that? It's like, if I take a step closer, he would just die." As Naruto sits down, he then notices Zaku looking at him and scowls back at him saying, "This is a leaf, you don't get to act all high and mighty while I'm around." This makes Zaku get pissed, but he knows for a fact Naruto would kill him easily, and he holds himself back. After this, Hinata takes a seat as does Sasuke, and Kabuto walks up to Naruto saying he's pretty ballsy. Naruto then looks up at Kabuto and just looks him down, like he just inspects him and says, "You suck at acting." Kabuto is taken aback, thinking Naruto might have seen through his facade, and he would then think he's much smarter than he looks. Kabuto then feigns ignorance, and Naruto says whatever, as he then turns to see Gaara, but he ignores him. And after a while, Ibiki comes in, the test starts, and despite how Naruto looks, he has a lot of wisdom. He's not a genius at strategies or anything, but he notices things that people do not, and can just read people. So he knew Kabuto was acting fake. But yeah, in the end, everyone who passes in the original passes here, and even though some are disqualified for cheating or have given up on the test, the majority of people who have chosen not to give up pass. Then Uncle comes in rather weirdly and just takes him to the force of death. Uncle would then say, "I'm going to be honest, some of you will not come back alive. Even getting like you can feel it, right? How dangerous this is going to be." Hearing this only makes the forest look more terrifying because it looks so deep and endless, and Uncle has some tuning, passed out some forms, because when you encounter issues and you might die and might not make it alive, you were literally just like saying, "Yeah, I know the risks of this and I still want to do it." But yeah, it's an agreement in shorts. But as Naruto gets handed the sheet, he takes it and burns it, surprising everyone, who then looks at him, and Naruto would say, "I don't need shit like this. Uncle, explain the rules already." Hinata then says he really shouldn't be so disrespectful, just as he would then catch a kunai coming at him from Anko, and everyone realized she was trying to hit him. Only for Naruto to then throw the kunai back at Anko, scratching her cheek and making her bleed. Everyone, including Anko, is shocked, as is a master Orochimaru, and Anko would say, "Not bad. Yeah. If you do that again, I will light your entire head on fire. Fine, go at your own peril. She then throws them an Earth Scroll and Sasuke catches it as she then says that if any of the squads like Team 7 just want to go in without the forms, they can just do that, but they can't blame the leaf or the tuning for what happens later. After this, she explains the rules, and each team has either been given a Heaven Scroll or Earth Scroll, and you have to get both of the scrolls before heading to the main building around the forest. So Team 7 is actually one of the first teams to start, and the others join in, and they spread out, with Naruto making a shadow clone that goes and finds them a Heaven Scroll. "Oh, Naruto, are you sure about this?" Sasuke would ask, and Naruto would say, "It's fine, it's gonna be easy." Sasuke would then be surprised by his calm demeanor and nods, and the team moves forward for about 5 hours until they take a break. When they sit down and take a rest, Naruto's clone then runs up, surprising Hinata and Sasuke, as he then shows them that he got a Heaven Scroll. "That's what I was sensing? You sent out a clone?" Hinata would ask. The clone then poofs with Naruto now holding the scroll they need, and he says, just like he said, "This is gonna be a piece of cake." He then throws the scroll to Hinata to keep because she can use the barrier to kind of keep enemies away if anyone tries to take the scroll from her. I forgot what the jutsu is called, but you know what Neji does when he spins around super fast? I'm sorry, I'm a Naruto fan, but I don't even know that shit. I'm sorry. Sasuke would then say, "Alright, now it depends all on us, but we've made too many enemies because of a certain someone." You know, looks like Naruto, he says they were the ones picking a fight first, and it really doesn't matter because they're gonna fight people eventually. So after resting, they keep moving until the next day comes, and as they're jumping from tree to tree, they all sense something as just from afar, a slithering snake jumps up and goes to bite them. And Hinata uses the ear palm barrier to push her back while in midair, and she lands down with Sasuke and Naruto landing on trees above. Hinata would then say, "Guys, should I stay or go on ahead?" Sasuke then says she should leave, and Naruto agrees as he makes a shadow clone and it jumps down to Hinata, and they run off together. As Sasuke uses his 2 Tomoe, he will then say, "Don't lose focus, Naruto." As he says this, the snake is then going back at them, and they disappear and appear above it. Sasuke then shoots out a fire phoenix, phoenix flower jutsu, my bad, while Naruto blasts it with a huge ray of fire, which pierces the snake while the flower jutsu only slightly burns it. As this happens, the snake then poofs and the two land, as Sasuke would then say, "Something doesn't feel right." "Yeah, no shit," Naruto would say, as they would then hear, "Excellent." From the corner of their eye, they see a female grass ninja who, while approaching them, was clapping, and she said she was impressed, and instantly, there's something dangerous about this person. She gives off this eerie and terrifying feeling that makes them both uncomfortable. "The hell do you want?" Naruto would ask, and Orochimaru would then say, "I want to fight you." With an insidious look, he then releases a huge amount of bloodlust at the two, but Naruto easily gets over this bloodlust, while Sasuke would get over it, but he still is kind of affected by it. And Orochimaru would then say, "So, you're no ordinary prey." Naruto then smiles, releasing his own bloodlust, pushing back Orochimaru a bit, and he is wide-eyed, wondering how a kid can have so much killing intent. But of course, he's not backing down, and leaps towards them, stretching his arms out. He goes to grab Sasuke, only for his hand to then burst with fire as it blows up to smithereens, before Sasuke then slams a kick in his face. He doesn't need physical contact for this jutsu. Interesting. Sasuke then kicks away Orochimaru, who lands on a tree, rehealing his arm, when he then starts to hear a weird noise, and he notices these insects crawling up his leg. This sound. A giant explosion then occurs, blowing up the tree Orochimaru is on, and the tree will just fall over as Orochimaru jumps out of the smoke cloud, having lost his entire torso, and the rest of his body starts to regurgitate, but it's super slow, as Naruto will then appear right in front of him with a punch, which blows off his head entirely. "Keep coming back, and I'll just keep destroying you." Out of the bit that is left, Orochimaru forms a giant snake, which then gobbles him up before then slamming into the ground, causing the ground to shake for miles. "Naruto!" Sasuke would yell. However, as the snake lands, it is then cut open by a fire blade, with Naruto jumping out, being covered in snake guts, and the snake then poofs and he lands back down, realizing that Orochimaru is gone. He escaped. "You think he went after Hinata?" Sasuke would ask, and we then cut to Hinata running away with Naruto's clone when she hears an annoying sound which increases tenfold, causing her to fall over in pain, and Naruto's clone would poof from the sound as the sound ninja would walk up. "Where are your 3 little friends, huh?" Sasuke would ask while kind of laughing. However, they are then caught off guard as Hinata would then stand up and send them flying with a powerful wind palm attack, making them crash into trees and spitting out blood. Hinata then stands up completely fine as she cracks her neck, saying, "I guess I'm on my own this time." Dosu, Zaku, and Ken get up bleeding as Zaku is pissed and he releases his airwaves but notices Hinata is already out of sight, and he's then grabbed from behind as Hinata then hits Dosu and Ken with another wind palm before then using her Byakugan to see Zaku's arm, and she hits all the pressure points in his arm, rendering them immobile. Huh? When did she? Hinata then puts him in a chokehold and he loses consciousness, and as she drops him, she then hears that intense sound again, but this time it doesn't work on her, shocking Dosu and Kin, who then throws Senbon at her, but Hinata catches and dodges all 10 of them before then throwing them back at Kin, and she gets immobilized as she was hit in all her chakra points, and she cannot stand up. She's basically paralyzed. What the hell is she? Kin would say. How can she be this strong? Dosu would then say she must have been acting weak. She's actually a monster. Hey, that's rude. You guys are just weak, you know, Hinata would say, as Dosu then gets on guard, fighting nervously. Hinata attacks and blitzes him with a palm strike to his stomach before then starting to hit all his chakra points, and it is painful. 2 points, 4 points, 6. She just keeps going on until she hits all 64 points, and then Dosu drops to the ground, knocked out due to the pain. Kin then looks up in fear as Hinata then turns her attention to her, and she starts trying to crawl away in fear. Get away from me! However, Hinata then catches up to her and chops her on the neck, knocking her out, just as Sasuke and Naruto would then land nearby, and Sasuke is shocked to see that Hinata easily handled everything. Good work. You sound surprised, Naruto would say, as Sasuke would then say, it's nothing, it's just that these guys look really dangerous, but she doesn't even have a scratch. I'm pretty strong, you know, Hinata would say, as Sasuke would then nervously say that he'll keep that in mind. I've been underestimating her way too much. Just because she acts nice, that doesn't mean she's not powerful, he would think. So after this, the team then heads out and are the second group to arrive, and they would meet Team Gaara just as they have arrived at the same time as them, just a little bit earlier. And Conqueror would say, it's them again. Yeah, you got a problem with that, Sasuke would say. And Conqueror then scoffs, but knows Sasuke could probably beat him to pieces. And Gaara then asks why, when they arrive, and Sasuke would say just a few minutes ago. Well then, it seems you have a bit of time on our hands. Seems so, Sasuke would say. And this is the end of the second part. Welcome to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you didn't mind my weird sounding voice today or the background noise. Hopefully you weren't bothered by any of that. And let's try to get this get the views up, you know, because I have high expectations for this series. So yeah, that's about it. Like and subscribe, all of that, and I will try to come up with the next part as fast as I can. And I will be doing a new what if. It will be a One Piece what if. So get excited for that, because it's one that I think you guys have been expecting for a while. I hope you guys do like it when it comes out. First part is going to be awesome by my standards. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace.